And I mentioned that some guys held on for gold stocks for a long time. And one of my old friends and a guy that loves the show is Keith. And Keith, he held on to Durban Roodepoort for quite a long time. And I would like to show the guys here that now Keith is a mature trader, and he decided many years ago that he wants to start to build a tiny position into Durban Roodepoort. Now, I don't know when he started with it, but he over time accumulated Durban Roodepoort in small pieces. I don't know. I don't think he bought a lot at a time. What happened is, look at Durban Roodepoort here. It built this massive base, just say from 2018 all the way here. And maybe you can just see here, when it started to go, and that's always with any share, keep in mind, if a share gets hammered day in, day out, and nobody can believe that it can carry on, and if that company survives and it turns around, it can give you this massive rally. And I mean, this is what happened. It happened, let's say, from about R2.80, it went up in a few months, say, let's call it 6 months, it went up from R2.80 to R7.28. Now, let's just have a look here, and I would like to show you Durban Roodepoort on a long-term chart. And Keith, look at this. This is a weekly chart. And I mean, everybody always say to you that gold cannot go. Now, what happened here is, look at it. It was at a high of 12 Rand in 2016. And it just fell to pieces. And it's like a lot of equities now in the South African market is so depleted. And everybody say it can never pick up. Don't fool yourself. When a share or a gold or any index or even an equity, if it starts to go, it can surprise you because it was so depressed for so long. And look what happened. Now, this is, of course, a lamp formation. It will worry everybody because it makes you nervous because it went up almost in one go. And where's the first warning signal on a weekly chart? And this is what I would like to show, and I want to say to Keith, while Durban Roodepoort is above R6.45, momentum is clearly to the upside. And a beautiful rally. So I'm so happy for you because Keith is a gold bull and he held on and he built on a position. And I think he started about 2 years ago, slowly but surely nibbling on the stock. And it just shows you it paid off in the end. And remember, nobody said that you must make money in 2 weeks. And Keith said, listen, I've got a long-term view, maybe 4 or 5 years. I don't know what was his view to keep the share. The share giving a beautiful return. Let's have a look at Alice's request. Alice said, listen, Frans, Anglo-American, it lost a lot of value in the last few weeks. Maybe I can look at the share again. And now let's have a look here at Anglo-American. If I look at the company, yes, you're quite right, Alice. The share was hammered. I mean, from this double top, can you see there? There's a high, there's another high. That's a double top. And what happened? It paid out 100% to the full. Just go there, pull that line in there. Double top was confirmed there. I think it's still got a little bit of play to the downside, if I'm not mistaken. Have a look there. There's the double tops high. Just want to show you guys. Oops, there's still a little bit of movement to the downside in Anglo-American, Alice. Just be a little bit careful, just to say that you can maybe jump in to buy it. I just want to have a look here. Well, my target to the downside, if this double top plays out, should be just below 300 Rand. Let's call it 296. But if I see these reversal candles here, there's a beautiful bullish candle, another nice one to the move, then a hammer. Just tells you that there's some guys buying the stock here. And Alice, if you want to chase it, I mean, there's nothing wrong doing it, and you ignore that double top. Let's just see. Yes, Alice, it did give you the first tiny little buying signal on a trader's perspective. Because what could we see here? There you are. You can see there it's a beautiful falling wedge. It broke to the upside. Our target is 327.90. Alice, maybe you're a little bit late already just to chase it out of a trader's perspective. What I will probably do is I'll just wait for these three candles to give us a little bit of a retracement before you just rush into momentum. And let's just give you a level where you can maybe look at the share after these beautiful 3 strong days to the upside. There you are. I will use 320.11. If it pulls back a little bit and it moves above 320.11 and it closes there, because remember this is a daily chart, above 320.11 I'll nibble again, and then I will use maybe not at first, because Anglo can easily rise or fall 6-7 rand in a day. I will use 3.97 as my stop loss, and the reason why as well, because look at the support line that turned into it was a resistance that turned into a support line. I will say exactly at this goodbye kiss, that will be my stop loss. So Alice, maybe you're a little bit late to chase the momentum. I'm not a momentum trader, so I may be the wrong guy to speak to, but only above 320.11 I'll be happy. Catherine phoned and said, listen Frans, what about Richemont? Let's have a look here. Richemont. Now, remember Richemont is a top company and everybody loves that. The only one thing that worries me about Richemont is I'm seeing a head and shoulder formation, and the market showed us now in the last couple of years, when you see a head and shoulder formation, you need to take a look at that. Now let's have a look here. And remember, this is now one of those companies in the world that every fund manager would love to have in its portfolio. I'm a little bit nervous. There's the left shoulder, there's the head, and we're working on the right shoulder at the moment. And my neckline is sitting at 113.57. I'm a little bit nervous on that. And Catherine, I will say, I don't think I will short sell Richemont, because the company is just such a favorite. What I will say is, when that neckline breaks, I'll be a little bit nervous to buy in again there, because look at it, there's a little bit of a gap on the chart, and this gap can easily close, and this gap is between 114 rand 15 cents and 113 rand and 12 cents. And if this head and shoulder formation plays out, can you believe it, it can take Richemont all the way down to about 106 rand. So I'm a little bit nervous just to buy it. Of course, it's a favorite company and everybody loves it, and if you're keen to buy and if you want to chase, maybe use this. There is a resistance line there, and let's have a look here. I just want to draw it in there. Here are. If it breaks above 119 rand, it can take us another leg higher, and this right shoulder will only be wiped off the table above 120.01. So you must be a little bit nervous, but I don't like this head and shoulder, so I'll rather be a little bit cautious and maybe sit on the side for Richemont. Well, Pierre asked about Kuro, and he said, Frans, Kuro has just mentioned that they're starting to do better, and he's more of a fundamental player. This is interesting. Pierre is a kind of guy that loves to look at the technicals, but he first checked the fundamentals out. Now that is a mature investor. And so what you do is you look at the fundamentals, and then to help you with the timing a little bit, you go back to charts. Now that's a good technique to apply. Now let's have a look at Kuro here. I mean, Kuro is one of those South African companies, can you believe it, that came from about 52 rand 2 years ago, and it's now at 19.20 rand. So Pierre, if we look at the chart, let's just draw in this line. There's the big resistance line. I just want to draw it in there. There you are. It looks like we're sitting here on a descending channel. That's not the end of the world. Right. Excuse me. There's a descending channel, and there's the 40-week moving average. Now this 40-week moving average, the interesting is, look at this 40-week moving average, and the resistance line of this descending channel is almost exactly at the same point. Now that's important. If you've got a resistance line with a 40-week moving average heading the same way, and you get to a point where the inflection point is almost at exactly the same point, the tells me that there's 2 lines then to watch out, and that's important. So the big thing is, I think Kuro must break above 24 Rand 35 cents before a medium to a long-term investor should look at Kuro. I know it's early days, it's now 1920, and I know it can maybe make a higher low from here. If you're cautious, and if you don't want to chase the share, or you don't want to get in too early, because remember, there was a lot of guys, as it went down, who maybe went in a little bit early. So the best is to wait for this resistance line to break, and if you need a stop loss, unfortunately it will be this low, and that low is sitting at 16 Rand and 75 cents. Well, let's have a look at Remgro. And Leon said, Frans, I'm a Remgro bull. We've got gold bulls, but we've also got some Remgro bulls. And for me, if I look at this chart here, there you are, look at Remgro. Can you believe it? Stock company, all the way lowerized. This is a weekly chart, of course. And if I look at Remgro, it almost fell off a cliff. And I must be honest, I think if it's time to accumulate a little bit of Remgro, Leon, it's not maybe not such a bad idea, because I'll show you why I'm saying that. Look at this falling wedge that developed here. And there you are, there's the falling wedge. Here on the screen, if you look at that, it's just below this line. I will wait for this line to turn into a support for my initial buy, 169.92, just to nibble on it, and it will only be confirmed above 184.03, this falling wedge that it can break up, and it's also at the 40-week moving. Leon, if you are a bull and you like Remgro, I think it's maybe just time to nibble a little bit there. And let's just have a look at the stop loss. There's a stop loss level. There you are, 165.48. Well, we're out of time. Talk to you again, and enjoy the rest of the week.